At the time I'm recording this video, AMC is in the middle of processing the AMC earnings call for the last quarter of 2021, and things are not really surprising when it comes to what they initially disclosed to the public a couple of weeks ago when they disclosed and released the unaudited earnings that they're expecting. So in terms of revenue, you can see that it's going to be disclosed a little bit later today, but revenue is definitely $1.117 billion, and which is in line with the preliminary announcement that the company had last month. The company reported a net loss of $134.4 million for the quarter, and shares are up 2.4% at the time this article was written, and at some point the share price was up 5% after hours. But we all know that after hours doesn't really mean a lot, especially given the volume being really tiny, being really slow. Low. So it shouldn't be really something that we should actually act on or use as relevant, because we've seen countless time now that AMC can be up 10% after hours, and then the next day it drops another 2%. So close the trading session 2% in the red. So let's just see how things will go tomorrow. But what is actually interesting here is the fact that this article, and I bet few articles, will actually give you some details that are actually in favor of why it makes sense to be invested in AMC stock even without a short squeeze thesis. Why? Because they mentioned that 60 million people were visiting AMC theaters across the world in the whole 2021 year. Remember what they used to say in 2020, from Motley Fool to the other articles, spreading negative news and painting AMC as a negative investment. Well, nobody is going to theaters anymore because we have Disney, because we have Netflix, because we have Amazon. Well, it's not because you have the ability to actually have someone deliver the food for you that it means I'm going to stop cooking at home. All right. So people wanted to get back out there and experience social life as we knew it before the pandemic hit. So it is only making more sense now that the company is really not only trying to survive now, but it's going to thrive even further, even better as we get into the 2022 and 2023 year. Why? Because another thing that you wouldn't see in articles, I bet even today or maybe tomorrow, is the very fact that, well, on top of all the good numbers that we got some the blockbusters this year, like Spider-Man or Batman, for which we already have a lot of very great numbers on the pre-purchase. Well, next year, Adam Aron thinks double the amount of revenues because of the blockbusters and the pandemic kind of receding a lot. So if they made $1.1 billion on this quarter, I mean, definitely you can expect this to double the following quarter, or at least be the kind of the normal range, as many blockbusters and movies will be now released. I'm talking about, for example, movies like Black Panther, movies like what's the blue guy, I forgot the name of the thing. But bottom line is we have a bunch of movies that either sequels, either remakes, either, definitely gonna attract a lot more people into theaters. So that is, the bottom line is those numbers definitely prove that it doesn't make sense to short AMC stock anymore. But we really have to look at this way. With the market being red every single day, not maintaining any gains because of the instability on the geopolitical standpoint and what the inflation will look like and what the Federal Reserve will do, these are the stuff that are going to be shaking the market. So investors who are willing to protect their money and to make a lot more money, in this current market, well, they will have to look at companies like AMC. Why? Because looking at the price and the potential, it only makes sense to buy AMC, to be invested into AMC. I guess that's why a bunch of these suits were doubling down based on the quarterly filings that we got from 13F on Fintel and MarketBeat. So it's not a surprise that, the price is kind of, jumping a little bit. But again, I wouldn't really count on this. Let's just see how it opens and closed tomorrow morning. All right. So that's it for this AMC earnings, kind of what we needed to know. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.